Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. We're diving deep into a transformative tool that's taking the tech world by storm, the ChatGPT API. Imagine supercharging your applications with an AI that understands and generates human-like text. Sounds incredible, right? Let's explore how you can harness this powerful technology. Whether you're a developer, an entrepreneur, or just an AI enthusiast, the ChatGPT API can revolutionize the way you interact with your users. But what exactly is it, and how can you use it? Let's break it down. The ChatGPT API is an interface provided by OpenAI that allows you to integrate its conversational AI capabilities into your own applications. It's designed to generate human-like responses, making interactions more engaging and effective. Let's take a look at some key features of this API. Versatile conversations, customizable responses, scalable solutions.
This API. So the full form is Application Programming Interface. So what does it do? Just like a server or a waiter in a restaurant, how he serves food to the restaurants in the restaurant to customers or client. Similar way API serves the requests that are done by the mobile and desktop applications from the database and backend services. So it is about API. So today let's learn about OpenAI development platform. So let's have the overview of OpenAI developer platform. We have many options in this OpenAI developer platform, so let's explore them one by one. So here we have the Python code, so we can copy it and use it. The thing is, we have many options like many different types of languages, but how to enhance it and customize with OpenAI. We can use this code and embed this code and use OpenAI and embed OpenAI in your application. Okay, so in this code, let's understand this code. So from OpenAI, import OpenAI. So this is nothing but a package, so just we are adding the OpenAI so that we can use the functions that are related to OpenAI. Okay, so client is equal to OpenAI, response client create model, you are using the GPT-4.1 and input. So here we are asking the OpenAI or ChatGPT, write one sentence bedtime story about a unicorn. So this is from small and sample API for our code. So we have different types of models in this, like GPT 4.1, O3 mini, O1. So depends upon our requirement, we can use it in customer support, marketing, education, finance. In different places we can use this ChatGPT, and we can generate the text, and we can generate different types of queries, and we can customize our API depends upon our requirement. So let's see the text and prompting. So what is text generation and prompting? So when we give some input, the ChatGPT will understand it and gives us the response. And prompting is giving the input in such a way that ChatGPT understands it very quickly and gives us the exact response. So here is the sample prompt where you can see it. So from OpenAI, this is a similar line of text which is same for all the type of code when we call OpenAI. Responses is equal to client.responses.create. So in this also we are using GPT 4.1 and same code it is also, write one sentence bedtime story about the unicorn. So this what it will do, it will write one sentence bedtime story about the unicorn and it will print the output. This is mostly in Python. We have the options to be in JavaScript, and you can get the code in curl also. Okay, so most of the people are in Python, so I'm using Python here. So choosing the model and what type of model we will choose, how we have to choose the model, it completely depends upon our requirement and what we desire, how we want to customize our ChatGPT. So reasoning models, what is reasoning? I mean, like we can see click on it and we can go to the reasoning models and see what it is actually behaving. So we can train the ChatGPT to behave in a way that we want, and we can customize it also. So it looks like this. Sometimes the multi-step conversation between user and assistant, input, reasoning and output. So this will become as an input to next turn 2, and this is becoming an input to the turn 3. So like this our chat GPT will work for us. And next we will go for the images and vision. What is images and vision? So it is an ability for ChatGPT to generate the images based on our requirement and our description or prompts that user gives. So we have to define the image in what depending upon our imagination. It gives the colors to our imagination so that we can design different types of images based on our requirement. So the different supported file types are there, and the size limits are also mentioned in this. So there are some requirements, other requirements as well. No text, no NFSFW content, clear enough for human to understand. We can provide image inputs also in this, in the form of URL and in the form of embedding code also. Here you can see the code also. So passing it as an URL, here they are passing the URL, and we are passing it as an embedded code. And specify image input detail level, so you can specify the detail level also, high, medium, low, like that we can mention. The limitations also we have while we are giving the images to upload or sending the images to the OpenAI to understand. Okay, so audio and speech. So OpenAI also provides us the audio capabilities like voice agents, transcribe, speak text. So till now it is generating the text. If we give some input or prompt, it will give us the output. So what about speaking? If robot speaks, or if our system speaks to us and translates us, dictates us some text to write, or we can efficiently use our time so that it can transcribe the audio. It will tell us what it has generated. So in that cases we can use the audio use cases. So voice agents are nothing but generally we can use them in customer support, where we can handle the customer related queries easily without the human intervention effectively and 100% accuracy. Streaming audio, so the text will be converted into audio also. So text to speech, we have different models where we can convert text to speech and speech to text. There are different APIs where we can use it. OpenAI gives us all kinds of APIs so that we can use it properly to customize our applications. Talking with model versus controlling the script. So talking, generally the system don't know what are the rules and regulations as human knows. So we can give the conditions and control the script how we want to generate. And we can censor the script also. It is nothing but censoring the script. The structured output, so here we can see the code, the structured response. What is structured response? So let's see what is structured response. uh, the model will generate responses based on our JSON schema, so that is structured output. Okay, so here is the input where we are giving system role as system and role as user, and different content we are giving and text we are giving, we are providing it as an input. So structured outputs are supported by only these models. We have to note all these models so that we can customize and use it whenever we want. And what is function calling? I mean, like, the name itself is self-explanatory. If it is not self-explanatory, let me tell you what is function calling. So function calling is nothing but we will call the function directly from the OpenAI is to give the values like get weather, send email, send knowledge base. So the get weather gives us the weather, send emails, it send us an email, search knowledge base will send search in the knowledge base. So this is the code. In this we can generally just write this code, copy this code and paste it in our application so that we will get the information in pictorial format. We can see in this. So developer will call the get weather function with the location as an input. What's the weather in Paris? So tool calls and get weather Paris. So it executes get weather Paris and the temperature is 14. So all prior messages the temperature is 14. So final response is it's currently 14 degrees centigrade in Paris. Wow, see, ChatGPT has already generated a response in very polite and customer user friendly way. Okay, so this is the advantage of ChatGPT. And function calling steps, so you can see the tools is equal to tools. What are tools here? Tools we have already defined in this, like get weather, name is get weather, so we are calling the function as get weather. We have the function as get weather, we have get emails and search the web search. Okay, so the conversational state, what is conversational state? So let's learn what is conversational state, how the messages turn into conversation. So we can talk with OpenAI and it can understand what we talk based on user, assistant or developer or layman terms. Okay, so here we can see tell me a joke, so it will understand and it can save the history also, what user talks, previous chats, and it can save it and it can based on that we can generate our own output. So OpenAI for conversational state. So let's see in this, response is equal to client's response create tell me a joke. Input we are giving as tell me a joke. So what it will give the response, user content explain why this is funny. So we have in second response is explain why this is funny. So he wants us to tell me a joke and explain why this is funny, so that also a chat GPT will be able to give us. So we have input tokens, output tokens and reason tokens. Based on our whatever usage the tokens are burnt, and based on that billing will be given. And next go to the streaming. By default when you request an OpenAI we generate the entire output by sending a single HTTP response. So what is streaming? So streaming is nothing but sending the data to the OpenAI database and getting the response. So if this stream is equal to true, so we get the response as endpoint. Okay, so when we use the API we will get the response also in the, these are the different types of functions which are used for the streaming. So response created event, response in progress event, failed event, these are different types of events. So response created event, when we will be using, when I create an event then we will be using the response created event to read the responses that are created. File inputs, the most problematic thing for any developer is to work with files, reading files and encoding and decoding. So all these we have in our development. So here API platform is already the code for uploading the files and working with them. So we have different formats to encode the files, send it to OpenAI, read it and give us the data. For us OpenAI will read the data that is present in the file and will give us the response based on that. So let's see an example here. The base64 encode a file to use in the response. So in this import base64. So here base64 we are importing to encode the files. And next client is equal to OpenAI. This is nothing but we are calling the OpenAI function. So next base64 encoded files, we are initializing the string with UTF-8. Okay, So response is equal to client responses create. So we are creating an object so that we can send it to OpenAI. So here we are giving it in the form of JSON. File name is greco.pdf. File data, what file data we have in this, that is encoded already. So text input, what is the first dragon in the book. So the task is it have to read what is the content in this book and give me the answer for this. So that is the requirement for of this code. So we can also do it, we can train the LLM based on our document. Big, yeah. And we have size limitations that you can upload also. 100 pages, 32 MB total content in single request. And going to the pricing, we have different pricing for different models. GPT, we have models like GPT 4.1, 4. Mini, 4. Nano, GPT 4.5 preview, GPT 4o. There are different versions that are released, and each one will have different types of pricing. Depending upon our budget, we can give it. What is cached input in the here? I think it is not familiar for many people. Cached input is nothing but the OpenAI will store our data. So if we want such type of feature, then it costs. It is the cost of that. Okay. So based on our tokens burnt, price per 1 million tokens this is. Okay, and the calculation and those are also given in this OpenAI. We will see about them. We have built-in tools in OpenAI, so web search, file search, computer search, different types of search we are available in OpenAI ChatGPT. So web search is nothing but what is the positive news story from today, so it will give us best news that is positive in today's news. And the output generally gives us in the form of JSON, so we can beautify them using JSON functions. We can get the user location, how, why do we want the user location, how we will get the user location, where, what are the best restaurants around Greenery Square. If we go to some place, and like how we will get the best restaurants around that place. So we can use this function to get the best places around Greenery Square, like wherever we are. So ChatGPT or OpenAI will be able to give us the right output. Computer use. So computer using agent is nothing but CUA model. So how it works? So it sends, here you can see computer actions like click X or Y or type text. So we have to set the environment and set up a local virtual environment in our system, so that it sends a request to the model and receives the response from the model. Based on that, the execution of code and repeat the same cycle, so that we will get the output.